Today we got a crazy story. So this group of emo kids at school decides that they are going to pick a fight with the subscriber because they catch him watching animation videos from danno drawings, most specifically the Riggy the Rabbit animations. This video is absolutely crazy. I know you'll enjoy the story, so leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing. And with that being said, let's call the subscriber who submitted this story, Dan. So anyways, right, this all happened a couple months ago, and Dan was chilling in school, and he was in his kind of free period. And Dan, at this point, he had some friends at school, but he definitely wasn't in a position where he was hanging out with a lot of people every single day. So a lot of times during the free period, what he would do is he would go into he'd just hang out in a room, or he would chill somewhere, and he would kind of take out his iPhone or tablet or whatever he was watching on, and he would just watch some YouTube videos before next class. Anyways, though, so sure enough, right, one day he was sitting there and he was watching some Riggy the Rabbit cartoons from danno drawings, and that's when I'm going to introduce the next set of characters, the Emo Kid Squad. Yeah, so sure enough, there's a group of kids who we're going to call the Emo Kid Squad. And very quickly, I want to say, if you dress kind of like emo, or you're like an emo kid, whatever, I really don't care. As long as you don't act like these emo kids in the video, then honestly, you're okay in my book. Anyways, though, the Emo Kid Squad was kind of notorious at the school. There was kind of like a big group of them or whatever, and they were all like, oh, like, society, society doesn't understand me. The world is so dark, and I'm going to write some poems. And I don't know, like the Emo Kid Squad, and they definitely did dress like traditional emo kids, like full-on black-dyed hair, everything's black nails, white goth makeup, all that kind of stuff. Like, oh, once again, if that's your style, I kind of don't care. It's literally up to you. But it's just like the fact here that the emo kids are just like very much like, you'll see why they're a problem. So on this day, when the subscriber Dan is sitting there watching, an animation short from danno drawings, like, how bad can that be, man? Like, how bad can he really be if he's just sitting there chilling, doing what he's doing, right? Anyways, though, so they're walking by, and there's a pack of like 5 of them. So the emo kids are walking by, and they look over, and they look at Dan, and they're just like, bro, like, you better stop watching these videos right now because they're not dark and mysterious like us. And anything that's not dark and mysterious is part of society, and society is the worst thing out there, boys. And they're all kind of like standing around, and they're like, yeah, you better put down that video. So the subscriber, Dan, he's not really one that goes down easily. He's not one to pick a fight, but he's also one definitely to stand up. Like, he's going to stand up for himself. Like, if there's some, like, nonsense going on, which I think this very clearly falls into the category of some nonsense going on, well, he's going to stand up for himself, which I honestly think is great. So Dan looks at them, says, no, I'm going to keep watching my videos. You guys can screw off. Okay, should he have said, you guys should screw off? Low-key, I would do the same thing, but maybe you guys shouldn't. It's always just good, even if someone's being a little bit rude, to always be polite to them. Always, keep it to a level where you're on your high horse, you're the polite one, you don't instigate stuff. People around you are going to respect you, you're going to get in less fights, you're going to have less problems with people. Trust me, it's a good way to go about it. However, Dan was like, it was kind of like, yeah, screw you guys. Like, I'm going to watch my videos. I'm going to do what I want to do. So the emo kids look at him, and the main emo kid, we're going to call him the Lord of the Emo Kids. He walks forward. He's like, buddy, you don't understand what you just did. You just picked a powerful group of enemies. And they walk away, right? So Dan's like, all right, well, that was mega cringe. Like, I had like a cringe, my daily cringe tolerance has officially ran out after seeing those kids talk to me, but like, whatever, man. So anyways, the next stage of this story, which is pretty crazy if you ask me, happens at the mall. So in their kind of town, there's a mall that a lot of the kids like to go to. Yeah, so sure enough, there's a mall that a lot of these kids hang out in, and the subscriber, it's walking distance from most people in the neighborhood, so the subscriber was deciding, since this all happened Friday, it's Saturday, afternoon, the subscriber has nothing better to do, so he decides to go to the mall. He wants to, browse a few of the new stores. He also wants to go pick up something. It just makes a lot of sense for him to go to the library. So also, there's a store there called Hot Topic. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Hot Topic before, but it's one of those stores that has a lot of fan memorabilia, if that makes sense. I've really been in once or twice. It wasn't really for me, but there's a whole range of clothes. However, there's definitely a lot of emo kid clothes at Hot Topic. It's like a stereotype that emo kids or goth kids love Hot Topic. So anyways, there was a Hot Topic at the subscriber's mall. So the subscriber walks over to the mall Saturday afternoon, kind of just chilling, walking around. And that's when in the corner of his eye, he sees a group of people like walking, not, they weren't like looking at him, but they were like walking ahead of him. So he kind of looks over and he looks at this group of kids. For some reason, they caught his attention. And he looks over and it's a group of emo kids. So immediately he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do my best to avoid them. Not that I'm running away and I'm scared because, ooh, they threaten me. They're so scary, right? No, obviously not. These emo kids are definitely clowns for real. But at the same time, the subscriber wasn't trying to, he wasn't trying to get into anything. He wasn't trying to like start a problem. You know what I mean? So anyways, right? The subscriber kind of goes off to one of his stores, goes off to another, and eventually he makes his way to Hot Topic. He just wants to like browse. He's just like, he's like at the mall. Might as well go in. Hot Topic's not his peak store. It's not the number one store he loves. But they got a lot of different stuff, and he doesn't know if maybe they'll like have a band or a TV show that he's really into, and he'll see a shirt or something. Who knows, right? He's at the mall. Why not? He also doesn't know that Hot Topic is on the low, the emo kid squad's headquarters. Anyways, so he walks in the Hot Topic, and he's walking in. He's just chilling. He's kind of browsing some of the T-shirts, and when he's browsing some of the T-shirts, he kind of like hears whispering. So he looks over the rack of T-shirts, and he kind of like pulls apart like two of the shirts to kind of like show, to kind of like spread the shirts or something to see like who's on like the other side. And sure enough, he sees like these two emo kids from the emo kid squad whispering and looking at each other. And all of a sudden they make eye contact with him and they like scuttle away. So all of a sudden he's like, oh God, like I don't want to be in here. I don't know. Cause he was having an okay time browsing the T-shirts, but he also just didn't feel like dealing with the nonsense that the emo kids definitely would have. Yeah. So sure enough, he's just like, I don't really want to deal with the emo kids today. It's just kind of like an annoying thing to deal with. So he's like, screw it. I'm not trying to do that. Let me exit Hot Topic. I don't want to deal with this today. Because anyways, right, he just remembers like the emo kids like catching him watching like the Riggy the Rabbit cartoons and I'm getting super mad because it wasn't against society. Like, oh my God, you're such a poser. I don't know. He just doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to deal with these kids. So anyways, he starts walking to the front of the store and that's when his pathway is blocked by the group of emo kids. And the Lord of the emo kids is like, well. So, Dan, is it? We've been doing some research. He's like, okay, bro, by doing some research, do you mean you figured out his first name is Dan? Oh my God, dude, you're such an FBI stalker, man. You're so cool. You're such a hacker. Anyways, he's like, so, Dan, it seems like you decided to stumble on our turf. And the subscriber's like, bro, what do you mean turf? Like, buddy, this is a Hot Topic in a mall. Like, it's time for you to relax a little bit. And he's just like, okay, I don't think the subscriber necessarily said that because he's not trying to be confrontational, but that's definitely what he was thinking there. So the emo kids are like, well, since you came onto our turf, we have to, like, it's like not even a question, we have to fight. And the subscriber's like, dude, like, first of all, 5v1, not fair. Like, the subscriber, Dan, is like, bro, like, low-key, 1v1 these emo kids, and, like, he feels pretty confident that he would be just fine. But a 5v1, dude, it's like that question of like, how many babies could you beat up? It's like, yeah, okay. By the way, hypothetical question, I don't endorse the answer. But like, if the babies came at you one at a time, then yeah, dude, like you can take on a lot of babies. But yeah, you got like 1,000 babies coming at you. At a certain point, sheer numbers are gonna beat you. So yeah, 1v1, he could definitely take on these emo kids, but like a 5v1 just isn't fair. Even if the emo kids are kind of like not the most athletic individuals on planet Earth and probably not MMA fighters preparing for the undercard of Logan Paul KSI, like probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, sure enough, right? The subscriber's trying to get out of there. He's trying to de-escalate. This is just not the vibe. Yeah, so sure enough, the subscriber is just kind of trying to get out of there and the emo kids keep blocking him off. And they're all like, buddy, like, you think you're going to get out of this? Like, society thinks they can get out of what society is getting for the, like, the emo kid's like, you think you can get out of this fight? Like, society thinks that they can get out of what's coming to them? Subscriber's probably thinking like, bro, what are you talking about right now? But yeah, sure enough, the emo kids are really not letting the subscriber leave the store, which the subscriber was just trying to leave the store peacefully and not deal with these kids. But I don't know, they kind of gave him no choice. So the subscriber's like, all right, like just let me leave. Like, I'll let you chill here if you don't want me to come back. And the subscriber was kind of giving it a little bit here, but I think he just really wanted to leave. He was like, look, I won't come back to Hot Topic. I don't really like the store anyways. Like, I kind of don't care. This can be your spot. I won't come back. And the emo kid leader's like, whoa, 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 buddy. Now that we have the clear upper hand, you're trying to make a deal with us? No deal is on the table. The only thing you will suffer is the pain of the consequences of your actions. And at this point, Dan was trying not to cringe because this was like super cringy. But also, it doesn't matter how cringy it is. He's not winning a 5v1 fight. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like he kind of has to like play in with the cringe, or he's gonna get beat up by 5 weird-looking emo kids. Like, all right, now he doesn't want that on his reputation. So, anyways, at this point, it's very clear that the emo kids are trying to square up. And that's when the store manager notices this. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, what I want you to do is I want you to go in the comment section. I want you to comment rabbit. That will be the secret word of the day. Rabbit, like Riggy the Rabbit. And I want you to comment it 3 times, like 3 separate comments saying rabbit, so that there's a better chance I'll see your comment. I'm going to try and heart as many as I can, but if you comment 3 times, there's a better shot I'll see your comment. So comment that down below. Anyways, though, so sure enough, at this point, the store manager actually notices what's going on. And he kind of comes over. He's like, hey, like, what's going on over here? And the emo kids are like, oh, nothing, sir. And they're like, no. He's like, no, this doesn't look like nothing. This, like, looks like you kids are about to fight. Like, I'm going to call, like, the mall security. The emo kids are like, no, dude, like, you don't need to do that. Like, we're just chilling. And so at this point, the subscriber realizes, okay, I don't care if I'm banned from Hot Topic, but I know that these kids do care because this is their turf. This is their, like, home ground. Like, emo kids' #1 spot to be is Hot Topic. So they're going to care a lot. So the subscriber's like, no, like, we were going to fight. And the emo kids look at him like, dude, are you actually insane? You're going to get us all in trouble. Which the subscriber was totally fine with. So anyways, the store manager's like, all right, that's it. I'm going to call, like, security. And the emo kids are like, no. And the Hot Topic manager's like, I'm not dealing with this. So he, gets on the phone, calls security. Mall security gets there. At this point, the emo kids are like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're taking us all down. And the subscriber says, yeah, bro, like, I don't really care if I get banned from Hot Topic, but I do know a group of 5 kids who do care if they get banned for life from Hot Topic. And that's you guys. So anyways, the mall cop gets there. And he's like, you boys about to be in a fight? And the emo kids are like, no, we weren't. The manager's like, nope, they were. Don't listen to them. And so the mall cop's like, all right, boys, well, here's the deal. You can't be fighting this mall. Like, I'm going to have to kick you out till the end of the day. But you can come back to the mall. However, it's going to be up to the discretion of the store owner if you're allowed back in this store. And they look at the store owner. And the store owner looks back at them. And the store owner's like, you know what? Like, no, I don't want any people fighting. Like, I don't want any future fights. It's bad for business. Like, all 6 of you guys are banned from the store. If I see you guys come in here again, I'm going to call the security. And they'll, like, ban you for a much longer time from the mall entirely. So at this point, the emo kids are like, no.